So when I was pregnant with my twins, I went to see this lady. This lady was wonderful. She's from India, and she did a cleansing to my body, and she very much she aligned all my chakras and that kind of stuff. I never did that before. That was probably alone 4 years ago. So when she did it, I felt like almost renewed, and it was a really great feeling. And since this lady did this to me, I felt differently, like almost like if a new portal, a new door open, and I start being more connected to my true self. So basically, the day when I have my babies, I was in a lot of pain because I had twins babies and I didn't have C-section. So the second baby was it was a little difficult. So anyway, I had really bad back pain, and I was laying on my bed and I was just praying. I say please, and I had been always a believer. I believe on God. I believe this is spirit guides. I know it's something else out there that we cannot see or touch, but it's definitely a lot of more out there. And so I always pray, and I'm so thankful for so many blessings in my life. And I think that that has helped me a lot through so many difficult situations in my life. So going back to what happened that night, I was praying for my back pain to go away, and because my kids were waking up every 2 hours, and when one was sleeping, the other one woke up, and it was difficult, very challenging, but I prayed for the pain go away. So I lay on my bed, and I felt like I was in a dream, but in my dreams I always know I'm dreaming. I guess it's like a lucid dream, that's how people call it, and I know what I'm doing, and I can manipulate my dreams and that kind of stuff. So when I was in this, it was almost like a club or something. I was seeing like I'm doing right now, and this guy approached to me from he approached me, and he grabbed my head, and then I felt when he grabbed me, I felt like almost like a pop, like something pop out, and if you can say like that, I felt like I guess that's when I had my out-of-body experience, and my soul indeed was taken somewhere else. And when this happened, I felt I was in a bubble, and this bubble was like almost being underwater, like when you take a hot bath and you're so relaxed and it feels great and wonderful and you're just relaxing. So I felt like I was in a bubble, but it was underwater, and in this bubble I felt so much love and compassion, and it was a really warm sensation on my body, and I couldn't hear really well because I felt like I was underwater. So while this was happening, I knew exactly that I was sleeping and that this was happening to me. So as soon as I realized what was going on, I want to ask questions because I knew it was something different, something like paranormal, let's say it, like I was having this connection with something superior. So I start asking questions, and I start seeing these images like outside of the bubble, like they were, first it was a lady. I don't know if this lady was an angel, it was the Virgin, I honestly don't know, but she was very pretty. She had curly hair, and I just saw her face, and she was talking to me like she wanted me to know who she was. And Then after that, it was another person. It was a guy. They looking really nice. The clothes, I remember it was like almost like vintage, but it was white, and I can't exactly remember because it was 4 years ago, but I'm just giving you a general idea of what it was. So they were talking to me, and I keep saying, I can hear, because for me it was important knowing what they were telling me, because I knew it was something from heaven, or right. So when this happened, I can hear. So then suddenly I woke up, and I was on my bed, all my out-of-body experiences, and always in the same position, face up, laying down, and I felt my body was so completely relaxed. It was unbelievable. Like I have spent like probably a week in a spa, something like that. It was so relaxing, and I felt so much love, and my back pain was completely gone, like completely gone. I couldn't feel anything. So that was my very first experience, and I was so grateful. And the very next day I told my mom about it, and my mom is a little more conservative than me, so she was, well, that's kind of strange. So, well, this is exactly what happened to me, and I just want to share. And okay, so another experience that I have that was probably a year ago, and it was kind of creepy actually. And well, since my very first experience happened, I started like praying more, and I start realizing, okay, someone is watching after me. And I guess, well, obviously angels and the divine is always watching after all of us. It's just that if we are actually open to receive the messages. So, and some people are more like, I guess they are born with the gift of being more intuitive and that kind of stuff. But I mean, and that's how it was. So since that happened, I started praying more. So to my angels, I started looking, Googling, and I find out that a lot of people had these kind of experiences. I mean, not a lot of, but I'm not the only one. So I felt a little comforted. So after that, I was laying one night on my bed, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. In the middle of the night, I got really hot, and I just took my clothes off, and I was, okay, I'm so hot. I took my clothes off. It was in the middle of the summer, and in the air conditioner was working, but it was hot. So I said, I'm not getting up. I'm just gonna move the air conditioner. I'm just gonna, sleep without any clothes. So when this happened, I lay there, and then I felt again like a pop, and it's like almost, I don't know, it's hard for me to explain, but I knew that it was happening again. That was out of my body, and I was actually in my living room. It was dark, and I couldn't see almost anything because it was in the middle of the night. So I keep hearing this voice. I was almost like floating. So I keep hearing this voice of this guy talking to me, and he was talking in Spanish, and he was saying things to me like, oh, you are whatever, and this, you are like different things to me. So I couldn't see him, I couldn't see anything because it was dark, but I knew I was in my living room. So when this happened, I got really scared, because before, with my other out-of-body experiences, I felt I was leaving my body, but I never heard anyone talking besides my very first one, where I saw the girl and the guy talking to me when I was in this bubble. After that, I never seen anything. I always feel I live in my body. I'm floating like in the room, but I never heard or see anything. But this was different. This guy was talking to me. So he was saying things that like gave me compliments, but then he started getting a little more kind of aggressive with the things that he was saying, and I got really scared. So I say, okay, this is happening to me. Is this like a demon? Is this guy? Is this? I got scared because I was reading about it, and I hear there's a lot of spirits out there. When you leave your body, you can see other things. So that scares me. So I say, oh my dear angel, please come and protect me. So as soon as I say that, I saw this really it was actually like poof, like a bird, almost like when a big bird, like it had wings, and that I definitely saw it because it was almost like the angel was in front of me, and the guy that was talking to me was behind the angel. So he just was in front of me, the angel. He just almost like landed like a plane, let's say it. I didn't see his face, but I said it was round and he had wings and white wings. And then the voice of the boy say, oh, there it comes your angel. And then when he said that, and poof, I woke up. So I was on my bed, like my heart was beating so fast, and I was so scared about what happened to me that I couldn't go back to sleep. It was pretty scary, honestly, and I couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't know what to do. Should I call someone? I was like freaking out. So anyway, when all of this happened, the very next day, I started reading more about out-of-body experiences. I was like, okay, what's happening to me? I never tried to have an out-of-body experience. What is happening to me? So I realized that probably the reason is because once my chakras were aligned, and my body was lying in perfect alignment. So I guess that developed more my gift, my intuition, or whatever. So I was able to lead my body and do that kind of stuff because I read it, and it's true that there are spirits out there. When you are leaving your body, there is another dimensions. So that's what happened to me that day. But I couldn't sleep for the next 3 nights. It was hard for me going back to sleep. I say, how about if I leave my body again, and this voice is gonna come again? But then I realized, okay, my angel was watching after me, so I don't have anything to worry about. But anyway, it was a little I was almost about to pray that I didn't want to have any more out-of-body experience or any more contact with anyone. So once you start with the fear, so that the connection goes away, because the fear is like a block. So if you fear of something, so it's obviously not gonna happen. So the connection went away for a long time, and nothing happened. I told again to my mom, and she was worried. She said, oh, she's Latino. We worry obviously about that kind of stuff, and we are very sometimes over dramatic about that kind of stuff. So, but that didn't happen to me again. I didn't hear any more voices. After that, I got some tarots, angel tarots, and I said, okay, I want to have more this connection. It's definitely something. My angels are out there. Everyone has an angel. There are spirits out there, and I want to start going into that. So I never thought about pursuing a career about this. I never thought about being a light worker, but I think it has been always calling me my whole life. So I now am accepting it, and I love doing readings for other people and for myself when I feel overwhelmed, or when I just feeling like my energy is nice, pure and clear, because sometimes I'm very stressed out. So when you are like that, pretty much you cannot have that connection with the spirit, because you had so many blocks. So I have to keep like cleansing myself, especially because I can feel people's energies. I'm very intuitive, and I'm almost like a sponge. I can absorb all people's energy, so I have to be making, can you know, cleansing myself and that kind of stuff. So okay, so I start reading more and doing the tarots and all of that, and I start getting into listening some tones like 432, like 528, and that kind of stuff during the night. So once I started that, the connection came back again. And I don't know if you're familiar, if you're watching this video and you're probably not familiar with this, you probably can look at it and just type 432 tone or something like that, 528, and there are different kinds of their own music to cleanse and purify and align your chakras. And every time when I did that, many times it happens that while I was playing this music and I was in my deepest sleep, I felt like they were singing almost like I guess it was the angels or the spirits. They are my angels, I guess, giving me messages through the music. So while I'm playing the music, the 432 or whatever, in my deepest sleep, I guess when I'm like it's just, I'm so relaxed, so you are more like your body is relaxed, so you can receive more the messages. In my deepest sleep around 2 in the morning or whatever, I hear while I listen to the music, it's just like the tone, the music, right? But I hear voices singing while I'm in my deepest sleep and telling me messages like like almost like when you're in church and they are in church and people are singing like that. So like la, and they're singing with the music. So they are giving me message through that. So it happens to me many times, and they were telling me I can hear them like praying and saying things through the music. So that was amazing too, and very real. And I don't know if someone else, obviously this always happens during my sleep, and it's not like I'm listening to music and I hear voices. No, I'm going crazy here. It's when I'm sleeping and I'm listening to music to relax my body, so I get the messages. And yes, it's definitely my angels contacting me, and I'm getting tons, like for the last 3 years, tons of repeat numbers like 111, 333, 444, 1212, and that kind of stuff. So that's also a meaning to this repetition of numbers or sequences. Is the universe trying to give me messages, and you just see that there are tons of videos too. And 222 has a meaning, 444 means that the angels are with you, 1111 that you finally are awakening and aligning with your life purpose. So all these numbers have a meaning. So I was seeing these numbers, and another night I was sleeping and I just woke up, and then something tell me, like almost like I can feel the sensation. Look at the clock, and it was 2:22, and then I heard this little music, very subtle, not like someone singing. It was like almost like really like instrumental. Was so beautiful, and I couldn't explain where the music came from. I didn't have my laptop, I didn't have my phone on. That night I wasn't playing any music. I look under the bed, say probably, I don't know, my iPad, you know, I don't know, turn on. You know, you try sometimes to deny what's going on, but no, if you are going through something like this, I mean, if you are alive working, you probably are familiar with what I'm saying. If you are not, and you're just a person that, okay, you're watching this video and you don't believe in these kind of things, it's okay. I mean, I'm just sharing my experiences and accepting who I am now, and I'm definitely open to the universe to receive all the messages, and I definitely want to help you if you're watching